All right, part 2 of this episode starts now.
No, Tony and I had to go find a park bench to sit on.
And we did. Oh my God, you have beautiful hands. I have to tell you, the nicest grip. For someone who
Hey,
cuts things all day long, you were very gentle.
yeah. I mean, the oil, really does a number on your hands, keeps them soft.
That's right.
You look like a hardworking man, but you touch like a dainty little housewife.
It's because I care,
Mm-hmm.
and you have a delicate subject, so whatever. Anyway, for any of you who might be wondering what the fuck is going on, Alex and I, we just went and hung out on a couple of park benches. So if you saw part 1, we just ended where we talked about me stumbling upon a person jerking off on a park bench. So if you didn't see that, go ahead and go back and watch part 1, and here's part 2. So, Alex, I was telling the story about how Alex and I were hanging out, and then after that, I went and fucked around in a park for a few hours and saw a dude jerking off. Before that, Alex and I were we just hang out. We just want to hang out once or twice a month, high five. So we were having food. I got to say this, Alex, you always find honestly, some of the coolest places to eat that'll still get you fucking drunk at noon.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sure.
that's what Alex did. He recommended this place called Space Bar and Lounge.
Space room.
Yeah, it's anyway, cool place. I have to say this. I've been by this place years ago. It's on Hawthorne, is that right?
Yeah.
And anyway, it's one of those places that catches your eye. They have arcades, they have a cool bar, they have their whole outside building and inside painted with aliens and glow in the dark shit. It looks like a place you'd play mini golf on acid. They have awesome outside section, where you eat and a canopy over your head and all that cool shit. Great place to eat. But Alex stumbled upon something, and he is in the restaurant industry. And if you want to
Yeah,
take it
it's
away,
yeah, it's something that like I've always thought, but like, listen, I've been in the service restaurant bar industry for 20 years now, and so this is coming from someone that works in this industry. There's a new style of the way of like ordering and eating and being inside of a restaurant or bar, and that's like you go up to the counter, you order your food, you take a number, and you sit down and you wait for it to come to you, in which that part is totally cool, and I accept that, and I actually don't mind that at all. It's actually kind of really easy. It's easy, it's not too hard for like the patrons. It makes it easier for the people that work there. So there's parts of the new style that I dislike, and that is people are encouraged to, told to bust their own table, like take their own dishes back to a bus tub that is labeled, glasses here, plates here, silverware here, garbage there. And then you're encouraged and it's frowned upon if you don't tip 20 or above percent, 20% or above. So I think you should be encouraged to tip less. And that's coming from someone that benefits
from tips.
A big part of my check comes from tips, but I'm a realistic person, and I don't think people should get a lot for doing something getting a lot for doing little. You know what I mean? Like if someone is doing table service and taking an order and remembering everything, and they have multiple tables and they're actually being like part of the wait staff and bringing the food out, 20% at least or above. I try to tip when it's that kind of style, or even just like I go to this sushi bar that like by my work, I still tip like 20% or more. But the style where you have to clean up after yourself, you know what I mean? You have to go order.
You do it all?
Yeah,
right?
like it's like what am I just have to be a realistic person, even though I benefit from this. It's all about the human experience and being like, wait, what's going on? Like and that day, that's what it was, is we had to like go take a number, bus our table, ourself and everything. I still tipped, I think 30%. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it was pretty expensive. That being said, I realize I'm like, I don't think we should have to tip
No.
more because we're doing most of the work. Let's just be honest. If you want that tip, work for it. If you don't want the tip, don't work for it. I think it's logical to me. Like people that work at a gas station, I would personally value them as a human more, but they're not going to get paid the same as someone that is like a doctor or a lawyer. Like it's like, and I don't think that those jobs are any more important in reality, but that's just how it is. Like
Not
I
with the
think
shit, not with the rates they charge. Fuck them.
right. I just you know what I'm trying to say, and I know you do, but I'm kind of like also asking, do you know what I'm trying to say to the people that watch this? It's like I'm not saying you if you work in that kind of bar or restaurant, you should get paid less, but just know that I don't think people should tip the same because those people that are eating there, coming and paying money, are doing part of the job that you used to have to do.
Right.
That's just how I feel. I think you still get a tip. I just don't think it's as much because bust your own table. Okay, I'm doing half the work. Like, and I think that same way when I go into a store like Fred Meyer's or Safeway or whatever, and you have to do like there's the self checkout thing. I think the groceries should be a little bit cheaper because I'm having to do someone's job. I don't fucking work here. I don't work at this store and I'm having to ring it up and put it in a bag and pay for the bag. Nah. Those groceries should be just a quarter, 50 cents cheaper. Just where I think about this is like, yeah, you don't tip as much.
You know, the same person that came up with that ideology of like, hey, let's have the customer do more and they'll pay more, right? The same person that came up with that strategy did the thing to my cat food. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
Same
yeah.
fucking thing. Stop it. But I want to go back to your point. If you don't have any servers, servers are who gets that money. They get a shit wage usually, like very small amount of money to work hourly because they get tipped because their job is to come to the table, take your order, not give you a number, take your order, take it back, la la la, someone else busts your shit. All you did was came in, sat on your ass and ate, paid and left. That's what tipping's for, like full on 20% or more. That's legit tipping. Fast food, you don't tip them shit. It's a corporation. Fuck them. However, places I'm gonna name drop here. There's nothing bad about this place. Perea. I used to work there. A cool spot in Bend, Oregon. Amazing food. They have the assembly line situation. You wait, tell them what you want. They make your food in front of you. Walk down the sneeze guard just like Subway. At the end, you pay for your shit, and there's a tip jar. Because all they're saying is, if you're tipping us for what we just did. For making the food, talking to you, letting us look down, you look down our shirts, whatever the case may be, you put a little money in the jar, and that's it. And then you go sit the fuck down at whatever empty table there is. You throw your shit away because it's your shit. We don't have any, there's no server. So you take care of your shit, and that's it. And most people, they put $1 or $2 in the jar, and then the employees ring the bell. That's the system. And that jar got really fucking full every day. It did well. It was like, but $2 or $3 tops per burrito versus 20% on $100 bill. You know what I mean? It's like, you didn't do the work, you don't get the pay. It's like Airbnb. Everyone's bitching at Airbnb. It's like, wait a minute, I'm paying $120 a night. You're having me make the bed when I'm done, do the fucking linens, brush your teeth. Go fuck yourself. I'm not doing all this work and paying. So the American economy has gone overboard. They went over the top. It's like, okay, you took too much from the consumer, realistically, and now with them turning the student loans on, all of us are like, can't afford it. Sorry.
Yeah, because I'm
Can't
all for tipping. I don't want anyone to think that I'm against my fellow in like
You're not.
brother, or whatever. But like I'm just being realistic. It's a realistic thought to be like, if we're doing if the because if I were to open a bar or restaurant and I decided to have it that way where you bust your own table, I would tell everyone to be like, expect less tips because that's the way it should be. Now, if you settle up to the bar and you order a beer and a shot, that's different because the bartender's sitting there talking to you.
Yeah.
You're not having to bust a pint glass and a shot glass because they're going to take it right there from the bar from you. That's different. You should tip
They gave you a drink.
20% on whatever, on like $10. Let's just say you should tip that. You should do that. But when you're eating a meal and you're having to go bust your own table, make multiple trips, put the hot sauce back, put the knife and spoon and fork here, take a fork and
Yeah.
put it all in the garbage, all the leftover food and napkins or
Like it
whatever.
clean.
Put it here and then make sure, the bus tub's too full and make sure everything doesn't fall over. Sorry. I don't think that person should have to tip as much. You still tip. But I think your tip goes from 20% down to like 10 or 15 is how I think. Instead of tipping, I don't know, then maybe this is going to expose my bad math, but like instead of like $8 on like a $24 tab, you tip. No, I'm just throwing those out. You tip like $4. You tip like $3 instead of that high like $8 tip. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I 100, that's why I wanted to make this the topic, because as soon as, like, honestly, I'm talking to the audience here, hanging out with Alex is not like me. If you haven't figured that out yet, Alex is a chill dude. Doesn't really get fired up about a whole lot. Really, honestly, I'm the one that's bitching about, what the fuck? There's too many grains of salt in this salt shaker. I'm bitching about that, and Alex is like, shut the fuck up. That salt's gonna kill you anyway. That's us. So when Alex gets passionate about something, I'm like, oh, we got a topic. So I was like, fuck this shit. I'm writing that down. And then I went to the park and watched someone jerk off. It was a great day. But yeah, you're right, dude. I totally fucking agree with you. And like I said, things are just getting, people just they went too far. And with the pandemic, you know what? It's time to pull it back just a little bit. Like your place of business, that's what y'all do. Like,
Yeah, we don't make the customer bust their table though.
I thought that's what the bin was for.
No, that's for us.
Well,
People,
it's the last time I put anything in that fucking bin.
yeah, you don't have to. People, if you come to where I work, you do not have to bust your table.
Oh, I thought
People do because they see the bin. People see the bin, so they put it in there. But there's no sign that says "bust your own table." It's just there. It's just there.
I tip when I buy my food from them. Like that's when I like. Here's my
Right.
tip. Right
And
now.
that's what you should. I mean, if that's the system that's in place, that's what you should do. But yeah, we don't expect. I bust tables all the time. I'm delivering food. You know what I mean?
Shut up.
Deliver the food, and if I walk past a table that has dirty plates on it, well, I go pick it up because I'm walking past it. You know what I mean? So like we bust their own tables. People do put their sometimes, but it's not mandatory at all. It's not even expected.
Well, I think the system that y'all have set up is like Perea. Like I said, you buy, you pay, you eat, clean up your shit. I mean, I clean up my shit. I see a bus stop, I clean up my shit. Especially if you give me a number, I figure the transaction is done right there, and I tip right there. Everything else from then is on me. You bring me the food, I eat it. If I see a place to clean it up, I clean it up. If I don't, I walk the fuck out. But I tipped you after I paid for my food because no one's busting my table.
Mhm.
That's it. Nice and easy.
I just think it's like when you're expected to bust your own table, like when there's signs and shit like that on bus tubs, and
Yeah, like
then it's
yeah.
like, wait, you're expecting me to do this? No, like I already, I tipped you. No, I don't think I guess my problem lies in the customers having to clean up after themselves. So if you're still listening, that's what I really, really, really gets down to is I don't think the customer has to should have to throw on on an apron and clock in and start to work, so to speak.
Right.
You
It's
know?
one or the other, right? Either we tip so we don't have to clean up after ourselves, or we don't tip and we clean up, or we tip less for the service, but we're clean up after ourselves. It shouldn't be as much money out of your pocket for the full experience because it's not the full experience.
I just don't think, yeah, customers should have to. If you're paying and tipping, you shouldn't have to fucking do anything. That's ridiculous. You know,
Well,
to
right. I
me.
mean, that's when people. I mean, you don't go to fucking Olive Garden and bust your own table, but you also tip over 20% if you're decent. So that's what you're expecting to do. I agree. It's just some places are just trying to make ends meet, make a little bit more. I get it, but as consumers, I'm sorry, folks. The economy is slowing the fuck down. People who we don't have any money now. It's officially a lot of us fucked, totally fucked. So you're gonna see it. Less restaurants, less eating out. Oh well, tough shit. It's just the way it is. So people are gonna have to start change. You're gonna start seeing promotions where companies were raping you ridiculously to get their services and products. They're gonna start fucking sucking your cock coming up in the next 6 months. And yes, I said that with conviction because I want to watch them. I don't watch the CEO of Netflix like, oh, please resubscribe. You can share it with everyone. We're so sorry. You know what? Kiss off. I'm just going to say this because I am super pissed at corporations right now. Fuck you. Seriously, kiss my rotten, dirty little ass. I'm not wiping it for weeks. You can come fucking. Fuck you. Seriously. You pricks make millions on bonuses every year through the pandemic. Everyone up the top get fucking gravy money. We're down here struggling. If we didn't do this shit, you wouldn't have a fucking company. That's it. So this is it. It's done. A lot of us are done spending fucking money on dumb shit. We're going to purge every fucking account we have with you cocksuckers, taking everything away, every stupid little piece of shit, fucking little dollar here, little dollar there, shove it up your nose and die. Fuck you. I'm done with corporations. You guys are greedy cocksuckers who aren't helping anybody but your fucking selves and putting way too much pressure on the little people. Hi, I'm little. Go fuck yourself. And I'm saying that for anyone listening to this. I don't give a shit. And if you're just got your student loans turned back on, you have no fucking money. If you do, come on over and live with me. We'll split the rent because I could use some fucking money right now. But this is bullshit. If you can't smell it, then you got sinus problems. There's bullshit in the air. And I've had enough. I know everyone else has. Like $17 for breakfast. Like, okay, fine. It's $17 for breakfast because the cost of everything went up. That's okay. Bust your own fucking tables. That's okay. But don't fuck with my paychecks. Don't sit here and tell me I'm not working hard enough while you're bringing in billions. Fuck you. Kiss my ass. So when you see a Range Rover, take a shit on the hood and then write in it, Tony G was here. Because I can't shit on every Range Rover, but I figure if you have one, you're probably a corporate cocksucker and I'm mad at you. So there it is. And if you see someone jerking off on a bench, give him a hand, motherfucker. Shit. I had to let it out. I just couldn't take it anymore. This is our show. Alex gave me 5 minutes. Thank you.
I think
Speaking
that
of,
was that
angry,
was less than 5 minutes. I mean, yeah, that was
I'm
like
trying to cut back. I'm trying to cut back. But if you're angry, I just let it out for you. That's it. It's a little death metal, if you will. Just a little angry. That's all. So now I won't slap anyone around at work tomorrow because I've been doing that lately and it hasn't been good because the calls are recorded. If someone said to me the other day on the phone, you probably shouldn't say that. And I said, you have to give a shit to care. So we'll see what they say to me tomorrow when I get to work, but I'm fucking over it. Kiss my ass. Jobs suck and I hate having the corporate ones. Oh my God. But speaking of corporate, I did want to talk about our music this week. Yeah?
we have to.
It fits. It really fits. But I
It
have
does. You're not wrong, and that actually does really fit in.
it just beautiful. The whole rant I just did, it wasn't about me and my mental health. It was about getting ready to talk about music.
You can tell people it's not about your mental health.
We're all fucked. I'm just admitting it. I don't give a shit anymore. But anyway, so music, we landed on Hailstorm on the Wheel. Friend of mine suggested it. No disrespect to the band whatsoever, but I think anyone who's watched the show before automatically knows that Tony wasn't into it too much. Just not my brand of coffee. That's all it is.
And name of the album was Back from the Dead.
Back from the Dead. The band is Hailstorm. Um, and I've learned something from Alex over the time of doing this show. Seriously, he's like a workout partner, but for listening to music I don't like. So I think of him like kind of that Rocky moment where I'm like, I really don't like this. I want to turn this off. And I just hear Alex going, dun 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 dun. He's over there with the headphones on. Dun 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 dun. This music sucks, but I'm listening to it. It's my
Yeah,
seventh
it's
time. So I did 2.5 listens.
yeah, I did too. I almost made it 3. We both did the
I
same
tried so
amount
hard.
separately. Just because, God damn it, this okay. It was one of your friends, no disrespect to you and like the music you maybe you don't like this, maybe you're just trying to be like, I wanna know what they think. Um this is fucking god awful music. I dislike it very much on a lot of different levels, multiple levels, and a lot of them mean a lot to me when it comes from like heavy, like because this is heavy music, and I love heavy music. I love metal. I love rock and roll. There's even hard rock I like. I like heavy music, and this is a disgrace. It's a disgrace to that style of music. It's awful. I don't like it. I listened to it almost 3 times. I gave it my all. I did what I can. My apologies. Not my apologies, but whoever suggested this, keep on listening. Thank you for suggesting. Glad you suggested it. We haven't had one of these in a while, so keep it coming. Suggest whatever you want. I don't feel this way because I don't want people to suggest things that aren't good. Go ahead, do whatever you want. We want it. We want to. We don't want to just talk about things we like. Talk about things we're not going to like. So please suggest Godsmack next week. I don't care. But like, this was awful. I do not.
So what we're trying to say is there no disrespect, but this is how the music you suggested made us feel. So that's all we're doing here.
So I got that out, like Tony has, got it out, and I'll tell you why, and I'll do it like like more diplomatically instead of just saying this sucks. Reasons why I did not care for the album is because I don't care for the style of music, and when I say that, it's this watered down vanilla style of hard music. So this style of music, this band reminds me of like if I had a family member who was probably in their 70s, let's say 60 to 70-year-old, like an aunt or a grandma or a grandpa, or even a parent was like, oh, Alex wears, like has a nose ring and wears alternative clothing and like likes that hard stuff that I don't like, like, oh, I want to connect with him. So I'm gonna buy him a CD that is like that I found at Walmart that I think he'll like, because it's heavy music.
Right.
Like that's what it reminds me of. This is like radio watered down. There's not a heart in it. Like when you listen to music, you can hear heart and you can not hear heart.
Right.
And this sounds like, to me, like dollar signs. This sounds like radio play.
Well, it is.
To
Yeah.
me. I hear people that aren't music fans. They like this. They like whatever is on the radio.
Yeah. Corporate rock. This is
Like,
it, man.
and
Masses.
it just doesn't have that heart. And maybe I listened to one of their albums from 2011 and
Yeah.
it was bad. I think it was an all cover album,
They
but
did 3 cover. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
it was it sounded like there was more heart in it. And it's not like I liked the music, but I would say that they were playing from more of a genuine place. They were playing those songs in more of a genuine place instead of like, like this album, this music that they're playing now sounds like the music that you would hear that's inside of a gym, that like, someone has that Punisher shirt that like tough guys wear with beards and muscles that wear jacked up cars, like trucks. I mean, that's what this album sounds like. When you look at that, this is what I hear.
Right. Well, this is exactly what I hear as soon as I hear her say, "Back from the dead." All I hear is I see some chick in WWE walking down the ramp. This is WWE walkout music, and there's nothing fucking wrong with it at all. I'm not here to poke the bear, have somebody find me, track me down, rough me up in the woods because I don't like this kind of music. This is fine. Do your thing. The thing is, we talked about this before. I used to listen to Stained, Corn, you name it, man. If it was on the fucking radio, and some of that shit was good. I'm still saying I still like fucking Corn, and I don't give a shit what anyone has to say about it. But some of those bands have evolved, and I don't want to admit that I ever listened to them. That's the truth. But back then, that's what was being sent my way. I wasn't digging in. I didn't know the fucking Melvins were. It's the truth. I just didn't go deep enough. So I wasn't a real I liked music. I liked whatever was coming my way, but I was just grabbing the shit off the top shelf. Whatever they were pumping at me, that's what I did. And that makes a fuckload of money because it gets a shitload of airplay. And that's what they do. They're like, hey, just sing this trash. We'll pump it through the fucking radio station. We'll put it through the Capitol record machine, whatever. This is it. This is your job. And you're going to play 220 fucking shows a year. And you're going to play Diesel Fest and fucking Ethanol Fest and fucking Cigarette Fest and whatever kind of bullshit, kind of scary, not too scary, because you want to bring the kids, Music Fest, you want to come up with. Soil Spoil Fest in the middle of fucking Ohio. Like, out of here by 10. You know, fucking whatever, man. Right on. But I just don't hear that, like, out the fucking heart. You know what I mean? It's like, back from the dead of night. Like, what does that mean? What are you talking about? You just wrote this shit. You're from the middle of Pennsylvania. You're two sisters, and the dad became the guitar player. I read the whole fucking bio. But here's the difference. You know what that album made me want to do? Listen to Kitty. And that's exactly what the fuck I did. I listened to Kitty. And a lot of you were like, what the hell is he talking about? This is the music nerd in us. We're going deep, people, way down. But there's a 90s metal band, female, called Kitty. Two girls, sisters, out of Canada. Very different. But if you listen to them, you can hear the corporate horse shit oozing out of your ear over on that side. Kitty is not like that. Now, I'm saying it's not corporate, but those lyrics, because they both say fuck in their songs. But when they say fuck on that, what's this band called again? Sorry.
Hailstorm.
Twisted Nipple? What is it? Yeah.
Hailstorm.
Hailstorm. Whatever. Yeah. Hailstorm. Right on. I get it. But when they say fuck, you're like, you're trying. You're trying.
You could tell that they don't mean it. They just read it off of paper.
And if I'm wrong, and you're in Hailstorm and you see this, don't get mad at me. Let's talk. Straighten me out. Be like, you know what, Tony? You're actually wrong. This is what pumps out of our veins. We're from York, Pennsylvania, and this is fucking steel. This is steel worker shit, man. This is fucking grocery packing music. That's what this. If you mean that, then I'm sorry. You're right. But it's just not.
I would strongly disagree with them, even though talking like you're wrong and you don't know what you're talking about.
But if you have a soul, if your soul is in this music, and I'm hurting your feelings right now, and you wrote this shit, I apologize, but I don't hear it. Yeah, I don't hear it.
Do you know what was that band that we covered a while ago that was like kind of made us feel the same? Five Finger Death Punch? Is that what it was?
Yeah,
that's what this is. This is radio hard rock, just like that band. They're not any different.
And they all tour together, and they make a shitload of money, and that's great. But I mean, I would take a band like the one Five Finger Death Punch, and I'll put them right next to Rammstein. Rammstein's different. They're coming from the fucking heart. It's not corporate shit. It gets close. Sometimes it's catchy as fuck. Like they have some catchy radio songs, but you know it's fucking Rammstein. And you know, like, if they're singing about titties in German, they're talking about titties and he likes titties. Like, that's the thing. I don't hear a whole lot of heart in these Hailstorm songs. The one thing that I did hear about second or third song in, there's a song about basically where she says, I'm a weird girl. If you're a weird girl, there's nothing wrong with you. We're supposed to be weird. We're supposed to be different. If that was your goal, was to put out a message to girls to say, hey, man, don't get down on yourself. Don't let these fucking pricks out there make you feel like less of a human because you are who you are. If that was your fucking message, received and respected, but I just didn't like the method in which it was delivered.
Yeah, no, see, that's fine. It's the message, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, like power to to kids that are trying to figure things out, and if
Yep.
and you feel weird, there's always going to be other weirdos that are going to accept you and bring you in and treat you right, and as but that doesn't the music around it wasn't very good.
And that's all. I mean, even if, just to be fair here, I think the goal for us is we didn't want to do anything. We didn't want to have a show where we just fucking talk shit on bands.
But we're going to be honest, and then this
Right.
is honest.
Yeah, and it's heart. Our show has heart. We're being fucking real. You might not like it. That's heart because we're just telling it like it is. Take it or leave it, right? That's the kind of music I like. It's not like, wait, we need to make as many people as possible be able to listen to this. It's like, that fuck that shit. Play what you love. They'll listen to it if they like it. That's how it works. That's the kind of music I like. But I can't, like I said, I've listened to this stuff before. I used to listen. I mean, I never liked Nickelback, but I remember a couple of their songs because the radio was always on. Working in a tire shop, corporate American radio, pumped into your ears 10 hours a day. You got no choices. I understand. But hey, if you suggested this music because you wanted to see us get a little frazzled, nice
Yeah,
work. You should
but
have seen us listen to it for the last 2 weeks.
it was hard, man. I'm glad that we have 2 weeks to do it now.
I know.
I was seriously going like a song and a half at a time. I'm like, oh god, I can't do it. I gotta turn it off.
I had to go to the record store last week and buy a really good album and listen to it 30 times in a row just to get through it. It's like, okay, good music, good music.
Well, see, here's the thing is, I have no problem with people getting airplay and being popular, and it like because back in the day, System of the Down was popular music. That's bananas to me. How is that popular music? It's not because they were awesome. I still like
Rob
them.
Zombie too.
Yeah, it's just like so like the back in the day, like late 90s and early 2000s, there was good music that was popular if you like that style. You have to like that to be on board with what I'm saying. But now it sounds similar to like those bands, but they're watered down. It sounds like if you listen to Hailstorm, you listen to all the songs. It starts off okay, and then right in the middle, the chorus, it just sounds like someone added a little bit too much water and added ice and let it melt. It's not
Overproduced.
enough somethings. It's overproduced. The chords and the riffs that they're using aren't good. There's like open chord riffs where like the guitar just like boom, like open chords, and then like the drums are still going, and every song has that sort of thing in the middle of every song on the album,
Right.
and it just doesn't sound unique to me, and it doesn't sound good in any way.
No, I feel like when you're done doing a set like that, if you're in Hailstorm and you get off stage, there's some asshole in cool clothes who climbed out of a Range Rover to come sign the new contract.
Yeah.
You're corporate. You're just like me. I feel like if you're in a band like that and you're like, what Beats fucking doing what Tony does for a living, you're right. But we're both corporate whores. I mean that. I'm serious. I don't think that you've been writing music for this fucking long, that this is exactly what you had in mind. Maybe it is. I don't know. But I'm just thinking, like, if you really like playing your fucking instruments and you're in the bus and y'all are doing just relaxed at the end of the show, you're driving down the road, bus driver's doing his thing, you're all talking shit, and you're playing your guitar, and you're like, fuck, this sounds good. And you're like, yeah, we can't put that on the album. Then you're corporate. And that's it, If
Well,
you
see,
really like playing music, but you're like, we gotta fucking do this shit to sell records. Sorry. You work for Capitol, you work for Atlantic.
here's the thing: is I think that they do like it. I think they do. They just
I,
like things that aren't good. That's all. They just like bad music.
okay.
I'm not under the impression that they dislike their music, that they're just playing because it makes money. I don't think that. I think that they're like, yes, this album that we just wrote rules. I think that's what they think. And that's fine.
Got it.
more good. I'm glad you like it, but it's not that it's doesn't have the heart of maybe musicians and bands that you admire.
Maybe when they do this shit and the album comes out and they're sold a million fucking copies, they did get a Grammy. Like, hey, and so did fucking not Sleep, but the other one of their they got right. So High on Fire. Anybody can get someone's got to get the award. Someone's got to get it. But at the end of the day, it's just like, hey, listen, we're music nerds. I think when you make music like that, like, you know what? Music nerds are gonna hate it, but we're gonna make a shitload of money, and this is what we like. Hey,
Right.
if Alex is right and this is really what you like and your heart is in it, great. Good for you. I'm jealous. That's it. Good for you, man. Not my cup of tea, like I said, not my brand of coffee, but right on. But if you don't like recording this shit, try something different. Fuck it. You already got your money.
I don't think that I think that they like it and they think they like the music they play
That's
because
cool. Hey, then you're happy. Right on, man. I mean, a lot of
but
people
like
listen to that.
also you think that I mean they think they're happy and they think they have heart. That has nothing to do with the music sounding good or bad sometimes. And I think so okay, yeah, they put let's say they put heart into it and they like it. Okay, that's great. Still doesn't sound good. It's still when I listen to it, I go, yeah.
Right. I mean, I think about the bands I do like to rock out to and shit. They've never shared the bill. Both
Right.
play guitars, both have drummers, both live on tour buses, both work their asses off, not on the same bills.
You're right. Mhm.
So that's that. I'm not saying the shit I listen to is better. I just know what I like. And I like not that. I like not listening to that.
I'll give it a score. Um, you know, 0 to 10. And not being mean to be mean, I'm just what I think about it, and I'd give it a 2.
Right on.
Not, and I'm not trying to be mean on purpose. I'm just like, it's what I think. It's a 2 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna it's like Netflix and Amazon. If it's anything below 4.5 stars, it's probably shit. But in any case, I was gonna give it a five. I mean, I don't know. Anything below a five is where I was at with it. Just not for me.
Yeah.
Doesn't say it's not like I said, like I don't like being mean to people about art I didn't create because I think it's fucked up. So that's why you hear me over here stuttering because I'm like, listen, I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. Good on you for making music. Thank fucking God. Just not my thing.
Yeah, I'm being honest. I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings either. I'm just writing the line between saying exactly what I feel, trying to be funny, also not trying to hurt anyone's feelings.
Right.
Yeah,
We're trying to be
how
as
I feel.
respectful as we can because
How,
we get
how I
it.
feel is no a bueno. That's how I.
Back. Nope. It's not gonna happen.
But if you like this music, that's good. At least you like music. That's cool.
But you're also listening to our show, apparently. So we're also suggesting some other things. So hopefully, if you do like this music, maybe we've turned you on to a couple other things you haven't heard on the fucking radio. And if that's the case, right on. Cool. It worked. You know what I mean? Like that's what I think we're doing here. Is like, listen, we're not just bad mouthing the shit people are into. Most of the time we're actually stoked. But if not, hey, I'm glad you're listening to our show and you get a couple of recommendations out there because we listen to all kinds of shit, obviously. Just not this. There's a long list of shit I probably don't listen to.
But
I don't
I'm
listen to
glad
fucking
that.
Taylor Swift either. But if one of you has recommended an album, we'd listen to it because
Oh yeah,
that's the point of the show.
I'm glad.
None of yous have really taken advantage of this situation, like the person who suggested this album. I know who did it. Same person who did the last one. Right on. I hope more people suggest things that they like and have the balls to hear our opinion because
Yeah,
this is
totally.
what we
Like I
do.
suggested that band Poppy once, not because I like it, just
Did
because I
not like that at all.
no, I mean
We
it was awful.
talked about
It
why
was
we didn't
awful.
like it.
It's awful.
Right.
No, no, again, I don't think it has heart. But I'm it's like only hanging out with people that have exactly the same opinions as you. You should
Right.
go out and branch off and hear some shit that you don't necessarily agree or like. And that's what we're trying to do here. So, the gates are open. Have at it. Come
No,
on in.
it's honestly, that's really Alex's thing, because I would just want to be a pampered puss and just be like, I don't want to listen to that. We're not going to listen to that. And he's basically like, listen, someone put it on the fucking wheel and we landed on it. We said we'd listen to it. We're going to listen to it. And then immediately I was like, you know what? He's right. And ever since it's interesting. I challenge, and I mean, a lot of you with our show, etc. We've suggested music. How many of you have pushed yourselves seriously to go through an album that you didn't like and then listen to it again and ask yourself exactly what you didn't like about it? I would venture to say most of you would not put yourselves through that. This is what we're doing now. It's mostly music that we like, but when it's also an album we don't like, I give it at least 2 shots,
Yeah.
at least. And then I do it again, and then but at the 3rd time, it's like, all right, now I want to listen to something else, and this is why I want to, I go down my rabbit hole. But I just want to say, I challenge someone, any of you, push yourself. Some album we've suggested, listen to it. Maybe you've never listened to one, try it. Something you wouldn't fucking like, try it, and then listen to the whole damn thing again. And without just saying you hate it, find out what you don't like about it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you bother to do all that, write it in the fucking chat and tell us what you came up with, because I think that'd be awesome to find out.
Totally. I have a quick little story that has to do with music, but not Hailstorm before we get to the wheel.
Yeah.
So I listen to music at work. And that's like the main reason why I like my work, is because I could listen to whatever I want, basically at any volume I want. So I was listening to music and I was prepping something, so I had gloves on. So I was like, I just get done making what I'm making real quick, so I don't have to change gloves and do the whole thing and change the music. I could just keep the gloves on, and then, so how like on iTunes when you're listening to an album, or Apple Music, when you're listening to an album and the album's done, it just starts playing another random song from a random band that the algorithm thinks it sounds like, right?
Oh no. Yeah.
So I was listening to Metallica's first album, Kill 'Em All,
Nice.
and then that album got done, and then a song started playing. And I was like, "Yeah, this kind of song kind of sucks. I don't know who it is." But I'm like, I listened to it, and I'm like, well, that's not that bad. And I kind of start doing this, and then I get done with the project right before the song ends. I take off the gloves and I check my phone to see who it is, and it's like, it's Godsmack. It's Godsmack, and I'm like, fuck, I like Godsmack. God damn it! I'm like, this fucking sucks. So I was like, this song's not that bad.
That is beautiful. That's a beautiful place to put that little nugget, because basically just encompass the last 10 minutes of rambling about this band. That's the point. That's what we really love, is doing this. We'll push ourselves to 2 listens to an album we don't like just to see why we don't like it. Maybe there
Yeah,
is something in there. There was not one song. I thought maybe for a minute on this album I was gonna be like, I think I can heart this. I couldn't. I tried. My finger wouldn't touch the heart. I couldn't do it. But
yeah,
on other shit we've listened to, I've been like, okay, out of all of them, that one's all right. That's got a good hook, and that's
right.
it. It's a fun project, and it fucking pushes your limits. Works
Totally.
your ears out a little bit. So try it out.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah, we love music. So this is what music lovers do, and then we create a show, and then we push ourselves to listen to shit we wouldn't like. So how about that? You're welcome. Fuck. Just
yeah.
want to listen to a bunch of stony shit all day long, but I can't. I got to listen to Hailstorm because that's what we said we do. Damn it. So let's see what we're lined up for next week. For those of you who've been keeping up with our show, thank you very much. A couple people have made some comments. We've been doing this over, I don't know, 2, 3 years now. I have no fucking idea.
Oh, it's 3 years plus.
Fuck me. Okay, so
Yeah,
we're starting to get attaboys. Thank you. Just a simple, you guys are weird and funny, whatever. Thank you. We'll take whatever you got. Checks work too, but we'll take compliments. So
Yeah.
thanks for watching. And as you know, we're trying to drain the wheel because we've had too much shit on the wheel. Things have been on there for months. They're gathering dust. So as we drain the wheel, we only have a couple of things left on the wheel. In the number 1 spot, we have the Big Lebowski film. Number 2 is empty, so it's spin again. If it's empty, it's spin again. If it lands on A for Alex, then he's just going to pick one off. He's going to pick one, and that's that. And then number 4 is Aretha Franklin with Amazing Grace. 5 is spin again. 6 is Madonna with True Blue. 7, I'll pick one. 8 is Blank Space. 9 is Ulver with Assassination of Julius Caesar. And 10 is also a blank space. So let's see what the fuck happens. Am I waiting on something? Oh, Alex like fucking hand model. Look at this beautiful jewelry. we're gonna get a job at QVC selling Hailstorm records. I just love this record. Number
Pick
2. No. So do I pick? Do I? I don't want to pick.
Any of them.
Pick a number.
Yeah,
Or
yeah. Just you
all
got
right.
yeah. 5 seconds.
All right. 1. That's it. That's number 1. It's the Big Lebowski movie.
Cool.
That's it. We did it. It's done. We've been waiting fucking 6 months to watch the Big Lebowski. Now we get to watch it. So the next episode probably won't be us bitching about Hailstorm.
Probably not, unless we.
Probably not. So tune in for that one. We're gonna. I plan on hopefully quoting the film. There's some rad music in there that I like. So stoked on us talking about the Big Lebowski movie. Look for the next episode whenever the fuck it comes out. Y'all get notified. Like, subscribe, and you'll be notified. I'll shut up because that's Alex's thing.
If you'd like to suggest a band and a full album, there are 2 places that you could do it. Also to suggest a movie. If you would like 2 places you could do that on Instagram, Titfu69. You could direct message us. That's the best way to do it on that platform. You could also go to YouTube to our channel, the most recent episode, in the comment section, you could leave your suggestion. That being said, thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye.
Right. And as we exit, our exit music. Back from the